This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 14th of October. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Let's have a quick look at ES, which has barely moved overnight, gone up very, very slightly. We are getting pretty close to my wedge resistance, which is what I was saying would, if we cross it, I'll be starting to think about a break up, and I've got a target for that, which we're showing you as well. We've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed here. Hasn't really delivered a great deal so far. If we didn't already have one, we would have another one brewing. NQ, that reached the possible near miss target and has come back. We will see. I was saying yesterday in the bigger picture webinar, I'd quite like to see a full retest of this little high here, and I think we might have just had it, or been just short. So we'll see. All right, RTY. RTY, we've got a little bit of negative divergence here. We got, well, it's not bad actually. We got a weak 60-minute sell signal trying to fix at the moment. We've got on YM, we've not got a divergence here. We came very, very close, but we already had a 60-minute sell signal brewing here, and that has fixed. So we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed there. We've got one on ES, nothing on NQ, and we've got one brewing on RTY. That's quite a lot of negative divergence. Let's have a look at the other side. All right, on RTY, we've got a double bottom which is breaking up, and on the RTH chart, IWM appears to have broken up from the likely bull flag there. DAX has got a double bottom, hasn't made target, coming back into a retest this high. ESTX, we've got a double bottom as well. Again, the target would be pretty close to the retest of this high here, and it looks nice. So we will see. So we've got both sides today. We'll see how that goes. All right, looking at the SPX charts. SPX, on the 15-minute, if we didn't already have an RSI 14 sell signal fixed, another one would be brewing. We're getting very close to this trend line resistance. It's the SPX chart that I'm watching for this because it's got better trend lines. So we will see how that goes. So looking at the hourly chart, nothing really worth the mention in terms of divergence. We are testing the daily upper band at the moment. And obviously we've still got a weak RSI 5 sell signal fixed. Looking at Dow, look at NDX next actually. NDX, we've already got an RSI 5 sell signal fixed here. We have retested the 20.3K already. Obviously we've got a bigger target potentially to go back and retest this high here at 20.7K in July. So that's if it goes higher, which obviously it's been doing pretty much every day. So we will see how that goes. In terms of the daily chart, the bands are very, very narrow. So we are back at the daily upper band. Obviously wondering about a sizable move coming in. I'm wondering if that could be a breakup. On Dow, 15-minute sell, possible 15-minute sell signal brewing. Well, we've already got one fixed, but if we didn't have one, we'd have one brewing. No obvious closed trendline resistance, and we did have trendline resistance on the hourly chart here, and we've been going through it with some confidence. There's no obvious redraw for a trend line which would be close at the moment. We will see. We might need to, it's one of those things we might need to wait for the next high. We've still got a daily RSI 5 sell signal fixed, and those do have a very good track record. This could be an exception. There are always exceptions. All right, let's have a look at IWM. IWM, possible RSI 14 and RSI 5 sell signals brewing on the daily. On the 15-minute chart, we've got this really pretty nice flag here. And it's broken up, and we've got a double bottom, which on this is oversized, but nonetheless not entirely inappropriately sized. And this would have a target basically back at 224.17, and that's a nice pattern. We will see. On the hourly chart, nothing to say really. On the daily chart, we had a very big move on Friday, and that's taken us through the daily middle band and much of the way up to the daily upper band. Obviously, the bands have been narrowing across the board, so that may well be signaling that a big move's coming. I am wondering whether that might be a breakup. In terms of DAX and the STX, not really an awful lot to say. We're breaking over some long-term resistance trend lines here. Really, we're talking about this one I'd drawn in as a possible, but it was this trend line here which I was surprised to see break and basically convert. So potentially that's a takeoff point. Nikkei, wondering about if we see a break up, I'll be looking for a retest of 42.4K. In the absence of that, not showing, well, it's just basically consolidating sideways at the moment. We will see. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX is still trickling up, and we're all at the full target for this double bottom that I've drawn in. ZB is still trickling down. We've got a lot of positive divergence here. We've got a 60-minute buy signal here on the ZB hourly chart. We've got an hourly RSI 14 sell signal fixed on the TNX chart. Nonetheless, it persists and it's going down. CL could be forming an overall flag here, wondering about an ABC or a triangle. I am wondering about a retest of this high here at 78.5. Unless we see a break over 80.5 to 81, I'm not really seeing a lot of upside here. I think this is mainly down to Middle East turbulence, and I've still got a target to the downside. It's a triangle target though, and if we get to 81, we'll have gone over the triangle resistance there, and that'll invalidate the triangle for me. NG, continuing down. As I said, the next obvious target within the triangle is 2.1. I'm trying to get a post out on that today for an update, but looks pretty nice. So at the moment, we've got a beautiful reversal, and it's coming straight down, and I'm really liking that triangle. If we can actually make it back to the retest of the low 1.52, then that's probably going to set up one of the buying opportunities of next year, i.e. to run a trend up from basically 1.5 to about 4.7. That would be a nice move. Although it's not one where you'd probably stay in continuously on natural gas, just because of the huge roll every month. All right, GC. This is a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing here, possible little double top. Could see a pullback here. It's not looking well. I mean, this was a nice bullish setup the other day, and I was talking about on Twitter about the possibility this would go up with the dollar, which it has, but it doesn't tend to do that for that long. That may be running out of juice here. Silver, if we can continue going up, then we would have a target back up at a retest of this high here at 33.25 area. If it can't, then I've still got a target on the downside in the 29.25 area. Don't know if that target can be made. Certainly, underlying strength in metals, that there seems to be quite a lot about at the moment. HG, wondering about a retest of this low. We've got a nice flag. We've broken up, and a retest of the low would set up a nice little level bottom. Wondering if we're going to see that next. All right, let's have a look at KC. KC broke down from this very nice looking double top with basically targets around the 22250 area. We've been rallying since then, but it kind of looks like a bear flag, in which case it's probably going to come down, at least retest this low, and may well make it to the full target. SB, this still looks like an overall bull flag forming. CC. CC is showing a lot of strength. We made the double bottom target, which was there. And we have moved up to the monthly pivot. It's trying to break and convert that. If it can do it, then I'm leaning towards seeing a retest this high here. Looking at ZW. ZW trending sideways while we get some downside business out of the way on the other two grains at the moment. Corn doing that downside business. We had a head and shoulders here. I thought it might fail, but it didn't, and we're continuing down to the target. That target is in the 408 area. Looking at soy. Soy, 60-minute buy signal has fixed, and we're about to have another one brewing if we didn't already have one. Not really delivering anything to the upside, and since that fixed, it's actually made this double top target down in the 1,000 area. I was saying last night I was thinking that target would be made shortly, and it has been. We've reached the support area. We could find some support here. We'll see. Looking at CT. This still looks like a bull flag forming, but at the moment we're going through the obvious flag support, so I'm watching that with great interest. Looking at lumber. Lumber consolidating sideways should resolve into at least a retest of this high here in the 538 area. Live cattle, possible double top forming, but it's a bit of a false alarm on live cattle, which has been forming a double top basically for weeks now. It's but the double top just evolves into another one. It's double top possibly forming on lean hogs as well. All right, let's have a look at questions. Right. Okay, on ES, we have a trickle up is what we've been seeing. We've not been doing great strides. We've only really had a strong push after we've seen a decline first, but we are crawling up. This kind of move can be very, very persistent. This one has been very persistent. We're getting into the trendline resistance here for the wedge. If we get over it, it could be an overthrow, but I got to say, we've got a number of things here suggesting this might persist. DAX is looking higher. ESTX is looking higher. RTY is looking higher. Against that, we've got some sell signals, but basically we've got an awful lot of mixed signals. So we will see how it goes this week. I was thinking that Israel might clarify things about attacking Iran over the weekend. Obviously, that hasn't happened. And I think they might be talking more to the Americans because the Americans are sending more weapons over to Israel, or at least a missile defense system. So we will see how that goes. In the short term, we're trickling up, and I can see nothing really compelling to say it's going to stop. Sell signals do not appear to be doing the job at the moment. Daily, hourly, we are not getting much out of them. And we're running out of the seasonal window here. The seasonal window, really, for a decline is basically into a week to 10 days from now. We've wasted the last month. And we may well waste the next 10 days too. We shall see. All right, my pleasure, guys. See how it goes this week, and I'll have everything posted as soon as possible. I'll catch you guys later.